truth. We remain in darkness. It's when we believe God that we are set free. It's when we believe God that the truth comes to light. Because with Joseph, he could have wallowed in he could have been the worst slave to Potiphar possible. God's left me, I'm done. I don't care if he kills me. But he didn't. He didn't believe the lie. He still believed that God was who he should be and that he deserved worship. When he is tempted by Potiphar's wife, which I'm sure she was an attractive woman, if her husband had that kind of money, he's tempted by an attractive woman. He says, I could not do this because of my relationship with God. I've paraphrased it. But that's what he's saying. I have a relationship with God. I could not do this before God. This is wrong. I'm sure the devil was like, hey, because she did it on multiple occasions. I'm sure the devil is saying, oh, Joseph, you deserve this. You've been treated wrong your whole life, and you finally have somebody who wants to give you some fun. That's the lie the devil wants us to believe. And if we believe that God has abandoned us, that's the number one lie the devil likes to push among victims. People who feel like they've been victimized. Don't believe the lie. Because God had not abandoned Joseph. You know how I know that? Because Joseph says it. Look at Genesis chapter 50. Sorry, I skipped. It's actually in 49. No, it's 48, sorry. Well, I've lost my verse. I don't know where it went. Anyways, I'm sure I'll find the verse after church, but I didn't write it down well. Anyways, the point is that Joseph says, you didn't send me here, God did. God sent me here. Yes, you did these wicked things. That doesn't negate the wrong. God doesn't put sin off and say, oh, it's not a big deal, I meant this to happen. It was still wrong. Not once in this passage does God say, oh, it's okay. It's not a big deal. But Joseph says, what you meant for evil, God intended for good. Now, do we believe that or not? Is that true? Do we believe the passage that says, all things work together for good to those who love the Lord and are called according to His purposes? Do we believe that? I'm not saying that all that happens in your life will be good. That's not what he's saying. It will be good for us, yes. We won't like it all the time. It won't always feel good, but he has a purpose. Joseph is debunking the lies with his life. His life debunks the lies that if you're a victim, you can't thrive. That's a lie from the devil. That's how the devil controls you. He controls you into thinking, well, everyone's against me, so I'm just going to give up. That's our society today. There's a whole generation of young men and women running around who have given up because they don't think there's anything else to be done. And sadly, our culture has been pushing that garbage. You're a victim, so you can't change. No, Joseph is living proof that even if you're sold into slavery by your own brothers, I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that. There are worse things, sadly. But not much. Your own brothers, the people who should be caring for you the most, are selling you into slavery because they are so jealous of you. As bad as that was, it didn't ruin Joseph's life. In fact, it was a part of God's plan. It was a part of God's plan to preserve the people of Israel. It was a part of God's plan to magnify His name. God magnified His might when He pulled Israel out of Egypt, the most powerful nation of the time. He destroyed them essentially. Left them in crumbles as they left. A bunch of slaves. Their God was more powerful than the most mighty nation on the planet Earth at the time. You look further forward in history, the Church of God, not the denomination, but the Christian church was more powerful than the mightiest nation on the planet at the time, Rome. They couldn't overcome it. And we go more and more in time, and no matter how wicked someone is, they cannot stop the plan of God. The devil has tried to destroy, kill, and steal, but he can't be thwarted. He can't overcome what God has for us. And that's the thing. We may feel like victims at times, but don't hold on to that. Don't sit there and think, oh, my life is terrible. Things aren't turning out the way I thought they would. This isn't what I thought when God gave me that dream. I thought when He gave me a dream that my brothers and my parents would be bound down before me, it would be easy. No, it wasn't. Joseph had these dreams that were given to him by God, and he held on to them. Don't give up on what God has given you to do because you become a victim of something. The devil is just trying to keep you from experiencing God's presence and His pleasure. This is what the devil does. We don't have to sit as victims. Because as we see in chapter 47,